Hello and welcome to The Human Curious, where we explore the wonders of science, faith, and the universe together. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe, like, and comment below to join our curious community. The vast, silent expanse of the universe has captivated humanity for millennia. We have gazed at the stars, charting their movements and weaving stories about their origins. In our modern era, science has provided us with incredible tools to peer deeper into the cosmos than ever before. We have telescopes that see back in time and theories that describe the very first moments of existence. Yet, long before these technological marvels, ancient texts also spoke of the heavens and their creation. Among them, the Qur'an, revealed in the 7th century, contains passages that describe the universe in ways that are strikingly familiar to the discoveries of modern cosmology. This has led many to ask a profound question. Could this ancient scripture contain knowledge of the universe that was scientifically inaccessible at the time of its revelation? This essay embarks on a journey to explore that very question. We will examine specific verses within the Qur'an that discuss the nature of the cosmos, an expanding universe, the precise orbits of celestial bodies, the origin of everything from a single, unified state. The purpose is not to definitively prove or disprove a divine origin, but rather to present the information with clarity and objectivity. We will place these Quranic statements alongside the established findings of contemporary astronomy and physics, allowing the parallels to speak for themselves. This comparison forms a fascinating bridge between two seemingly disparate worlds: the world of faith and revelation, the world of empirical science and discovery. Our exploration will be guided by a spirit of sincere inquiry. We will consider the historical context in which these verses were revealed. What was the state of human knowledge about the universe in 7th century Arabia? Understanding this background is crucial to appreciating the uniqueness of the statements found in the Qur'an. We will also present the different perspectives that arise from this study. For many believers, these correspondences are seen as clear signs of the Qur'an's divine authorship. For others, they may represent remarkable coincidences or the result of modern interpretations projected onto ancient verses. Ultimately, this analysis invites a thoughtful reflection on the relationship between faith and science. Are they destined to be in conflict, or can they offer complementary perspectives on the grand mysteries of our existence? By examining the Qur'an's descriptions of the universe, we engage in a dialogue that has echoed through the centuries. It is a dialogue that challenges us to think deeply about the sources of knowledge, the nature of truth, and our own place within the magnificent and intricate tapestry of the cosmos. It encourages us to look at both ancient texts and modern discoveries with a renewed sense of wonder and an open mind, seeking understanding wherever it may be found. One of the most astonishing discoveries of 20th century cosmology was the realization that our universe is not static. It is in fact expanding. In the 1920s, astronomer Edwin Hubble observed this. He found distant galaxies are all moving away from us, and the farther away they are, the faster they are receding. This reshaped our understanding and led to the Big Bang theory. Before Hubble, scientists thought the universe was eternal and unchanging. Models from antiquity portrayed a static, closed cosmos. It was a truth hidden from human eyes for nearly all of history. In that context, a verse of the Qur'an stands out. Surah Adh-Dhariyat 51:47 reads, "And the heaven we built with power, and indeed we are its expanders." The Arabic word used is musyun. It is the plural active participle of the verb awsa. That root means to make wider, to extend, or to expand. The grammatical form implies an ongoing, continuous action. Revealed over 1400 years ago, the description parallels Hubble's discovery, especially when you consider 7th century cosmology. The dominant models, inherited from the ancient Greeks, like the Ptolemaic system, placed Earth at the center with concentric crystalline spheres. For ancient observers, the movements of the sun and moon were predictable yet mysterious. They rose and set followed paths across the sky, governed the cycles of day-night and the changing seasons. In Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21 verse 30, it states, "And it is he who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon, all in an orbit are swimming." The Arabic word used to describe this motion is yasbahun, derived from the root verb sabaha, which means to swim. This term evokes a sense of smooth, independent movement through space, much like a swimmer gliding through water. It implies that each celestial body is not fixed to a sphere but is traveling along its own unique course or path. The Sun is itself in motion, traveling in a vast orbit around the center of our Milky Way galaxy, a journey that takes approximately 230 million years to complete. The use of the same verb, yasbahun, for both the Sun and the Moon suggests a unified principle governing their movements. The imagery of swimming captures the effortless, continuous and self-propelled nature of this cosmic ballet. For a modern reader, it stands as another compelling instance of Quranic language resonating with scientific fact. One of the most profound and mind-bending theories in modern science is the Big Bang theory. It posits that our entire universe, with all its matter and energy, originated from a state of unimaginable density and heat, a singularity. From this single unified point, the universe began a rapid expansion approximately 13.8 billion years ago, eventually cooling and forming the galaxies, stars, planets we see today. This concept, that everything was once joined together in a single entity before separating, is a cornerstone of modern cosmology. It is a discovery that fundamentally changed our perception of cosmic history, revealing a universe with a definite beginning. It is a truth that was completely unknown and unimaginable for most of human history. Within the Quran, we find a verse that seems to echo this very concept of a unified origin. In the same Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 30, a question is posed. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them? The Arabic phrase for joined entity is ratkan, which conveys the idea of being sewn together, a single, closed-up mass without a separation. The subsequent action, fataknahuma, means we clove them asunder or we unstitch them. This imagery of a unified whole being split apart to form the heavens and the earth presents a powerful parallel to the Big Bang model. The description of the heavens and the earth as a single unit, ratkan, before their separation is particularly striking. In the initial moments after the Big Bang, the universe was a hot, dense plasma. There was no distinction between stars, planets, or galaxies. Everything was part of a homogeneous primordial soup. Only as the universe expanded and cooled did matter begin to clump together. To fully appreciate the weight of the Quranic verses on cosmology, we must transport ourselves back to the world in which they were revealed. The 7th century was a time when scientific knowledge was based largely on naked-eye observation, and on philosophical traditions inherited from antiquity. In Arabia, where the Prophet Muhammad received the revelation of the Quran, the dominant worldview was a mixture of local folklore, poetic traditions, rudimentary astronomy used for navigation and timekeeping. The great centers of learning in Alexandria and Persia had preserved some classical knowledge, but the scientific revolution that would lead to modern cosmology was still, 1,000 years in the future. The prevailing cosmological model in the learned world of that era was the geocentric system, most famously articulated by Claudius Ptolemy in the 2nd century AD. This model placed a stationary Earth at the center of the universe. The Sun, the Moon, and the planets were believed to be embedded in nested, transparent spheres that revolved around the Earth. The stars were thought to be fixed points of light on the outermost sphere. The universe was considered finite, eternal, and unchanging in its grand structure. When the Quran spoke of the universe expanding, musihun, of the Sun traveling in its own orbit, yasbahun, or of the heavens and earth originating from a single joined entity, ratkan, it was not reflecting the scientific consensus of its time. Beyond the grand scale of the cosmos, the Quran also makes specific statements about the fundamental nature of life itself. Modern biology has established that water is absolutely essential for all known forms of life. The cell, the basic building block of every living organism, is primarily composed of water. Life on Earth is believed to have originated in the oceans. The search for extraterrestrial life often begins with the search for liquid water. This principle is now foundational in biology courses, confirmed by experiments and observations from the microscopic level to the planetary scale. A powerful and recurring statement in the Quran echoes this biological principle. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 30. And we made from water every living thing, then will they not believe? This is a clear, direct statement. Surah An-Nur, verse 45. Allah has created every moving creature from water. The Quran presents this as a sign for humanity to reflect upon. Consider the historical context. In the 7th century, water's practical importance was obvious, but the idea that every living creature, smallest insect, largest animal, humans, is fundamentally made from water was not established science. Biology and cellular chemistry did not exist. Origins theories were speculative, not empirical. The Quranic statement exceeded the observational capabilities of the time. This emphasis on an aquatic origin adds another layer to the Quran's scientific discussion. It moves from cosmology and astrophysics to biology. For believers, it appears as divine insight into nature. The Quran, describing both the universe's expansion and the aqueous basis of life, suggests a cross-disciplinary consistency with modern science. While the parallels are undeniably fascinating, a different perspective suggests these alignments aren't evidence of divine foreknowledge. Skeptics and some religious scholars offer alternative explanations. They warn against concordism, reading modern science into ancient scriptures. The verses are often ambiguous and open to multiple interpretations. Modern readers may pick interpretations that fit current science, a form of confirmation bias. Historically, these verses weren't read scientifically, which supports the skeptical view. It separates faith from science. Science is provisional and falsifiable. Religion addresses meaning, morality, and the divine beyond scientific testing. Proving faith with science is risky. Scientific models change. The recommended approach: value the Quran for spiritual and moral guidance independent of scientific claims. The examination of cosmological descriptions within the Quran opens a profound and enduring dialogue between the realms of faith and science, encouraging a conversation between faith and reason that continues to challenge, inspire, and elevate our understanding.